We're continuing with the Beethoven Romance. This piece is unusual for Beethoven. Mostly he wrote sonatas and symphonies and concertos. It wasn't until later in the 19th century that composers gave their music evocative titles like Romance and Nocturne and Symphonie Fantastique. Mostly, this romance could be a love song, sometimes tender, sometimes passionate. There are just a few brief moments where the music has nothing romantic about it. And this one. It happens several times, but only in the orchestra. The solo violin never plays this motif. It's like a reminder of the formality and rigidity of the outside world, alternating with the tenderness and fantasy of the love song. So, when you arrive at this section, make the most of this contrast. I'm giving it a little rhythmic freedom, and I'm using a kind of fuzzy staccato. Its official name is détaché porté, caressing the notes. Now give the small phrases lots of shape. Crescendo to the high point in the middle of the measure. The piano part makes it clear when you arrive at the high point. Moving on to the next section, we're in a new key, F minor. The mood is passionate and urgent. Perhaps there's a hint of struggle or of worry. This is the only place in the whole piece like that. Doesn't last long. Now we're heading for a resolution. And here we are in the comforting key of D flat major. Ah, all is right with the world. Now, let's go back once more to the triplet section. Can you tell me what scale we're in? We're in the scale of D flat major. Here's the pure scale. A lot of students have trouble with this passage because they don't identify it as part of the scale. In fact, we've hit on one of the most important reasons to study scales, because it helps you to understand the music and to make sense of it. I ask my students, when they reach this section, to start out by playing a D flat major scale in first position. And in third position. Now take a look at this passage. It's a pure D-flat major scale, except for the one E natural near the top. We're still in that D-flat major scale. There are only a couple of notes that are outside the scale. Listen once to the framework. Now again with all the notes. Landing squarely in D-flat major. And now the orchestra brings us to C major, the basic, neutral, uncomplicated key of C major. What do you think Beethoven had in mind with this kind of strange imitation of orchestra and soloist? It's kind of bleak, devoid of any harmony or color. In any case, it doesn't last long. Back to the fuzzy staccato. Feel the forward motion every time the main note changes. Now give the four note groups some shape. This next passage needs to be practiced. It needs to be clean and steady. Again, give the small units shape. This passage shouldn't feel labored. It needs clean, clear up and down motions of the fingers, but not too muscular. Keep the sense of fluidity with a light finger action, especially on the shifts. Here we are again at the first theme, one last time. Now, this is a special moment. It's the only place in the whole piece that's playful, so enjoy it. With a light, elegant up-bow staccato. But you have to be able to give this the right character. If it's going to be insecure or labored, it's much better to play it spiccato this way. More dramatic outburst. Be ready to give it the maximum intensity. You can stretch the tempo at the high point. Now, saying goodbye. Play this at the tip of the bow with a delicate martelé bow stroke. The grace note fits in gracefully before the beat. This isn't a tragic goodbye. Probably it's goodbye until tomorrow. But even so, these goodbyes last a long time. Fading out in the distance.